Hello, 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 hello. So, I'm gonna keep working on the Forest Guardian piece that I had been doing. And today's stream is a little bit late because today's stream was supposed to be the, that fire slug piece I made out of clay. I was supposed to be working on that one for the stream. But I left my paintbrushes and my palette at home when I moved to college. And I went to the on-campus convenience store and they didn't have it, so I had to get everything emergency set up to work on this project. Because I still wanted to stream tonight because I have nothing better to do. Also, if there's some noise, that's just because I have my window open because it's a nice day. Where is the layer that I am looking for? Layer? Should be over that one. Seriously. Okay, it's that one. Huh. Get started doing some of the rest of the fur. Yeah. That's not the right brush. There isn't really a right brush for this part. I'm just kind of... All I have to do is put down pigment here, and then I'll move it around at the next step. I should increase my brush size. Not that much. Whoops. Hey! Hello. Yeah. Should be streaming more often, so it should be a little bit easier to get to my streams. Oddly enough, me going to college is making me stream more often. There's less things to do on campus when you're not doing your homework. And not to worry, I am doing my homework. I am only streaming right now because I made a deal with myself that I would stream tonight if I got done with all of my ethnic studies notes and the textbook reading that I had to do and all of that. And there's one more thing that I have to do, except I can't until the teacher sends me some stuff, so, because tech problems. Just kind of the same thing I did on that side. Might not want to do that bright a color, but put in a little bit of a brighter green. Break it up a little bit, add some variations, and then I go take the palette knife, this little guy, make it very small, and then I blend it out. Maybe a little bigger than that. Not by much, though. Started doing that. This is, I have found to be the best way to make like fur texture. It's just, there's a lot of blending, kind of going back and forth, following the grain line of where you want the fur to be kind of going, I guess. Just kind of feathering it out. I should do the voiceover tomorrow, because I did the voiceover for one of the speed paints I have up on my channel right now, but there's another one that I have up, but I haven't voiced over. And the voiceover seemed to work pretty well when I did it the other day for the icon speed paint. So I might do that for that one as well. It's kind of nice being able to sort of explain to your viewers your process. Oh, hello. Mr. Bot is back. Give me 1 second to... escort this bot out. There we go. I have no problem with robots watching my stream, but I'd rather they not try to bribe me. Probably something I can do with my auto moderator to get those to leave. I don't have a human mod. I'm gonna turn my canvas here. You can't see it because I'm just rotating the tablet that I'm drawing on. But so I'm not like curving my hand at such an angle that might hurt it. I need to get better about doing that. Being all ergonomic in my setup so I don't get hurt. Art is dangerous. I don't know why this is zoomed in the way it is. There we go. Now you can see what I'm working on. I had to adjust that to do the voiceover thing so I could be watching the video while I was recording it. Or I was recording the voiceover to put over the video. But that also meant that I had to adjust the settings here, which kind of screwed stuff up. Note to self, don't do that. I have to find another way to do that then. Or at least reset my settings when I'm done so I don't mess it up. Finish up with that, just doing a couple spots that I sort of missed in my original pass. Didn't mean to do that. There it is. There we go. Me in frame? No, not really. Have to fix that framing issue. There we go. Yep. I also live in a place that has more people now, so there probably will be more background noise. Oddly enough, I'm probably going to start streaming more often but less scheduled. Because I have more time, but a lot more, like, things to do as well that are going to be kind of taking up some of my time. I'm going to clean up that edge in a second there. I'm not using that eraser because the built-in eraser here sucks. You're better off going to the pen tool and then turning it into eraser mode. There we go. Yeah, thank you. That particular texture is one that I've been working on being able to do. It's sort of some of that. I need to clean up the hair a little bit with some of the texturing. That was the first bit I did, so it's not quite as neat. Then, while I'm at it, I should do sort of the neck in kind of the same technique, pretty much. Except I should increase the size of my tool, except not that much. I need to get better control over the sizes of my tools when I'm working with them. Except I'm doing that on the wrong layer because I want to get the layer with where is it? That layer. I want to get that layer. And then make sure I'm working on the layer underneath that so that when I go up here, it goes under instead of over. Grab that color again. Not, sorry, my color picker tool. It's so difficult with me all the time. I have to go through and reselect it and do all that. Every single time. I need to figure out how I'm going to do fabric texture. Because I did it a little bit on, like, the arms. But that's more of a, like... How do I describe it? Tightly woven fabric. I know how to talk about fabric. I am the child of a seamstress. I know how to talk about fabric. Doo-doo-doo. And I'm on the wrong layer again. Why does this keep happening? Yeah, I want to be on this layer. Yeah, this. And this part's interesting. I'm kind of trying to get sort of a shape to it. To sort of a much darker color through here. I will forever have layering issues. Which I realize is probably mostly because I just don't know how to work with technology as well as I think I do. I learned how to paint on, like, traditional mediums. And I do like doing digital art, but it does take some work to get used to all of the things. Adding a little bit more of sort of a brighter tone of green. And then I'm gonna wanna grab... that was the wrong thing. Grab this color so that I can do some more detail stuff. Grab a lighter one. Draw that up through here. No, maybe not there, because that... There we go. That's a little better. Now I need to get that palette knife and get started. I need to work out which direction probably downward. Which way the fur kind of flows out of the neck. So I'm gonna try to pull some of this. Doing some interesting textural things. I can... There we go. That's going on pretty well. So yes, I finished my first week of college classes. Or not really, because I did PSEO. But first week of, I guess, living on campus while doing college classes. So far, it's going great. Went home for the weekend because I'm like an hour out from home. So it's definitely a drive, so I can't just kind of go home. I guess I could go home whenever I want to because I know my parents are going to be willing to pick me up whenever I want to go home. But like, it's kind of a commitment, especially with the time and all of that, when I have so much stuff going on. Yeah. It has been a fun time. So far, because I'm a big nerd, I'm really enjoying my statistics class. So I love statistical analysis. Which is probably a little bit of a weird thing about me, but I think it's fascinating. and a lot of fun to do because you're just creating meaning out of all of these numbers. Which is why I'm going into research, probably. That is the plan. That I will go into researching environmental biology stuff. Or environmental science, rather. Oh boy, what else has been going on? There's been so much going on, but this is the thing that comes to mind as stuff to talk about that has to do with the campus is the dining hall food is not horrible, but it's definitely dining hall food. It's kind of mediocre. And also, they have, like, drink dispensers in the dining hall, as expected. But sometimes they lie to you, because sometimes they don't have enough syrup in them. So, like, you'll go to get Gatorade, and they'll just give you water. Or, like, if you go to get soda, and they don't have the syrup stocked in all the way, you'll just get, like, weird, semi-flavored sparkling water. And it's interesting, but also a little bit annoying. Also brought, because I'm slightly pretentious, I brought Kettle some nice tea and some of the homegrown, like, herbs and spices from home. Because they're so good. Yes, cafeteria food. It's questionable. Yeah. So yeah, I brought some, like, foodstuffs from home, because, yeah. My sister has been an influence on me. And that now, because she keeps, like, cooking really good food, and also, like, with the homegrown spices and all of that. She's the one who technically owns the herb garden at home. As in, she bought all the stuff for it and put it together. But store-bought stuff just isn't good. Like, it's good, but it's not the same. Yeah. Same thing kind of applies to, like, my opinion of bread. 'Cause, like, my family is kind of hippies, is an important fact to kind of cement here. But when I was growing up, we had, like, a bread maker. And it was really easy to use, so, like, every morning my mom would make, like, a fresh loaf of bread for us. And it was so good. And that was, like, a really nice part of my childhood. That was really sweet of her to do. Except now store-bought bread sucks. I know how to make bread from scratch. It just takes a lot of time. And store-bought bread just ain't it. Anymore. I never intended to have expensive tastes. But then Big sister started making really good food. So now I really like food, and really good food. Also, what's kind of fun is that at some point you start developing skills that you didn't realize you were developing. So it's like, I'm somebody who knows things about food now. That's the case. And, like, the other day I was in the dining hall with, like, a couple friends, and we were, like, having lunch together, and one of the things was potatoes, except they were horrible. like, they were supposed to be like fried potatoes, except I was able to immediately identify that those potatoes had been boiled before they had been fried, and what resulted was squishy. Because they were so overcooked and oversaturated with water. And then fried. So it was like crispy on the outside and then just goop on the inside. And it was not a good experience, but I was able to like immediately identify, oh yeah, they boiled these and they shouldn't have. Actually, more likely they boiled them, or they like froze them and shipped them in like that, and that just deconstituted them enough. Which makes sense for like practical purposes, but it really does make an unfortunate final product. But anyway, I kind of surprised myself by being like, why do I know that? How do I know that? Curse you, family of amazing cooks, now I know how to cook. I never intended to do. Yeah. It was the same day that they were serving the mysteriously spicy coleslaw. Which wasn't horrible. It was just simultaneously cold and hot. And that was a confusing thing to eat. Some of the food is good. I will say that. But, like, definitely the kind of stuff that they're making a lot of, which makes sense. You're not going to get the same sort of quality, I guess, if you're making it in that large a quantity. That would just be way too difficult and require way too many nice ingredients and all of that. But still, that was a thing that I had to adjust to, is that just the food is so different. Yeah. I have tried some things that I like in the cafeteria. It's just a very strange experience as somebody who grew up in a family of people who, like, cook and value eating dinner as a group and all of that. I used to have dinner with my family every night, which is apparently uncommon. Which is kind of odd, because I expected that to be the norm, because it was for me growing up. And, like, that's what you see in all the media, but apparently no, that's not how it works. I should check my layers and make sure I'm doing this right before I just jump right into that. I'm gonna get started on doing the shading on the other eye, because I did that, but I didn't do the other one. Secondary plan, I should check which layer the current stuff I did is on. It's definitely above that. It's right here, I think, with that being there. Got it. Yay! I found it. I found my layer. Woo. And then for this, if I remember correctly, I was using the airbrush, but not that big. Whoops. Oopsie doops. And not that opaque. Drop the opacity of that way down, so I can just kind of get in sort of the shape. Drop the opacity a little bit further to kind of blend it. And then I gave sort of some shape to the eye, which is also on this layer for some reason. It shouldn't be. That should not be the case. I'm just gonna make another layer to do that on, because I did that wrong, apparently, when I did that one. Yay! Learning from my mistakes. I also got, like, I went home. First of all, at the college, they've been giving out, like, a lot of really good fidget toys. And it's like, I don't know why, but I appreciate. Because I have autism, and I need those. I appreciate that that is a thing that they are putting effort into doing. And when I went home, my family knows me so well and got me a little octopus guy, which is actually the second octopus fidget I have, because the first one is that crocheted one that my sister made me. Middle sister, not oldest. There we go. But that little octopus fellow is one of those things that has been gotten really popular lately among even like people who aren't neurodivergent, is the popper things. So they have little, it's like eternal bubble wrap, a little silicone thing that you can pop back and forth. And it's one of those. So it has one of those on each of the little tentacles, and then the big dome of the head is also one of those, except when you flip it inside out, you can go between a frowny face and a smiley face, which is adorable. I'm very pleased with that. I am happy that I own that now. It's very nice. One of these days, I'm gonna have to just go on stream and just talk about, like, probably gonna be, like, a different sort of live stream than the ones I usually do, but talk about, like, neurodivergent stuff and all of that from my perspective as an autistic person. And in the meantime, I can also be, or while I'm doing that, I can also be showing you guys all of my fidgets. I broke my Nautilus gears a little while back. So my dad is currently 3D printing me another set, because you can get some really good 3D printed fidgets online. So I have that. I have I have an oloid, which is a asymmetrical shape that rolls in a straight line. Well, not asymmetrical, but it's an irregular shape, rather, that always rolls in a straight line. And it's also just perfectly the right size and shape to hold. Just kind of gently hold in your hand. And I am very happy to own that guy. And I also have a gear cube, which is a cube made of gears, basically. And it can rotate kind of apart and then back together into a cube. And it's really neat. I don't know how better to describe that one. It's just like, you print it in multiple pieces, and then it sort of all slots together. For mine, I had to use like a little bit of E6000 glue, but not to glue anything in place, just to like, because E6000, neat property of that specific glue is that it dries like a rubber. So what I did was I put E6000 on the little peg pieces, let it dry, and then stuck them back in. Because that gave me a little bit extra, like, grip to all of the pieces. We are half an hour into the stream. This one probably also isn't going to go a full 2 hours. Both for, I'm so sorry, I just whacked my microphone. That was probably quite loud. But both for, like, not breaking the Corvus hand, and also for, like, I should sleep in a timely manner. So I should probably not be live streaming until 9, because then I have to clean up, and then I'll be still in live streaming mode when I go to sleep, and that's not good. But I have school tomorrow. Although my first class starts at 10, so... There are college boys with a speaker. Considering muting until that's passed. I might, yeah. Sorry about that brief interruption. I don't want a copyright strike for music playing in the background that other people are playing. Yeah. I was gonna put some highlights in the eyes. Beep, beep. 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 Yeah. There we go. That looks pretty good. Except then I might... Yeah, I should do the same kind of eyelash thing I did here. So that's using the same sort of color palette as the rest of the fur, but just different placements. There we go. Beep. Yeah. It's the thing I've been working on getting like a little bit better at, is keeping an eye on the chat while I'm working. So if I don't see your message for like a couple minutes, it's just because I'm so focused on doing the arts that I have forgotten about the chat. I apologize. But I will strive to do better at that particular piece. Yip, yip, doop. And me, I'm just sitting here, making noises. Sometimes you just have to make noise, you know? Another thing that I should... yeah. Another thing that I should, I have my chat set on a delay, but I might turn that delay down so that it... I don't know. Promotes more interactivity between me and the chat. I was talking about something. Oh, right. An odd twist of fate, me forgetting what I was talking about there. Ties in nicely. But the me making random noises on stream, and also the me forgetting what I'm... Speech? Talking. Is also mostly because of the autism, so it's more topics to address in that potential. I don't know. I might make that a live stream. I don't know. It's to be entirely very real with everybody. A live stream would make it much more interactive. But that is also a double-edged sword, I guess. I know I trust all of my followers, but kind of tough to put yourself out there like that on the internet. And when you're doing it as a YouTube video, you have sort of a buffer there. Sort of, they're not talking to me directly. Harder to monitor a live stream, rather. Sort of what it comes down to. Sorry guys, I just got really serious there for a second. But... yeah. I think these are important stuff for content creators to address. People to address, but content creators specifically because of the sort of extended platform. Like, become more capable of influencing things. Sort of promoting that sort of healthy discussion of neurodivergency, mental health, LGBT issues, all of that. Which all hit very close to home for me because I have all of those. I am neurodivergent, I am LGBT, I also have mental health issues, so, and I do want to address those, like, on stream and all of that, because I feel like it would just be good for society, I guess, to have people who have a given level of control over, given level of, like, sway over others to address such issues. And if I'm going to be creating content, I want to be doing it in a way that is helpful and that will help people. Bear with me, my computer is dying and I need to plug it in. Okay, we're good. We're good. Computer is not dead. Once again, things I need to remember to do before I live stream. Okay. Gonna write down the timestamp for that. Don't mind me. As I'm doing all of the live stream stuff, I'm also, like, making note of all of the timestamps of stuff that could be used in YouTube stuff. And me forgetting to charge my computer is definitely blooper reel material. Which, started editing that one, and I got my first, like, 2 clips for the words. Yes, words are happening. I got the first 2 clips for that from the previous live stream, where I somehow managed to choke on my water twice. Like, on 2 separate occasions. Yeah. I do post all of my, like... I think the technical term... I'm gonna sound really, like, weird here to anybody who's watched Twitch for a while. I think I'm just gonna out myself as, like, being a person who's not horribly familiar with it. But the VODs, video on demands, I think is the technical term for those, which is just the straight-up recording of the stream, are going up on my YouTube because if I put them on Twitch, Twitch will delete them after a certain amount of time, because that's how Twitch works. But I do record them to my computer so I can put them up on YouTube, so that those will always be available. But I've also been trying to make bonus content to go up on my YouTube, because I guess it kind of comes down to why not. It's fun. You know. Also gives me something to do. So like, if I don't have time to live stream, but I do have time to, like, be bored, having the option to work on editing a video or do all that does help quite a bit with just keeping me busy. Which is always a goal of mine. Keep myself busy, because I don't like being bored, and if I'm not doing things constantly, I will be so bored. There we go, that looks pretty good. Alright. We have, like, what, 10 minutes left? On the live stream, if I intend to stop streaming after an hour, so what can I do in 10 minutes? I can do that thing I was talking about doing earlier, though. That's a thing that can be done in 10 minutes. Just kind of find that layer needs some work. Just gonna kind of blend out some of the stuff on the hair. Because that was the first bit I did when I was still figuring out the texture technique that I was gonna use. I'm using a slightly bigger brush with the palette knife here to kind of give in, like, a little bit of a coarser texture. Fun times, fun times. And this up kind of runs down. A little bit kind of blended into the neck. There we go. I also wanted to blend the edges into the face a little bit because I have kind of a harsh outline right now. There are people outside. People outside have passed by for the most part. Here we go. Sort of that base layer, which is where most of the blending into the face is going to happen. There we go. Yes, I do have more content planned. Thank you. So what I think I'm best at when it comes to my digital art is doing the shading. Ah! That still doesn't work the way it should. There we go. There's a couple spots I want to blend out some more. Yay. Okay, what? There's like one piece here that's really bothering me, and I need to know what layer it's on. It is on that layer. You need to not look like that. There we go. That's looking pretty good, I think. Alright. It has been 54 minutes. It is now past 8. See you. Where did the thing go? There it is. I just lost my cursor somehow. There's the screen. Yay! Alright. Thank you so much to everybody who stopped by today's stream and everybody who's watching the recording. I hope you have a good rest of your day or night. And all of my social medias are on the screen now. I will see you guys next time.